Welcome to Board Game Empire. We're going to be giving you a quick overview of the Space Base Mysteries of Terra Proxima expansion for the Space Base game and our review of what we think about it. So we purchased Space Base a while ago. We hadn't actually played it until recently because we've got quite a few games to go through, but we had bought the Space Base base game, and it actually came out in 2018, so it's been out for a while. AEG sent us this expansion that came out last year, which is the Mysteries of Terra Proxima. So it's kind of a story-based expansion, the add-on to the game. So we played 3 times. We did play the base game just so we could see, how it plays initially. And then we played a couple of games with the story mode afterwards to get a good feel of it. So if you've played Space Base, the regular game, and you're wanting to know what this adds, it has, just make sure I'm telling you right, it adds these orange dice, which are called the Shy Plutonium. They have one symbol on each dice, and that symbol represents rewards that you can get. The same rewards, the things in the base game, but you can get those as a bonus. You roll these, you purchase them with these. These are called the patrol ship tokens. You earn those. There's several of the space or ship tiles that have those on them that you can earn. You also, when you roll this in dice, it's also included when it has the ship on it. You will put them on specific cards in the market in a certain order, starting with the 3, 2, 1, and then you just keep going from there. And if you purchase those cards, that ship token is yours. You use the ship tokens to purchase the orange dice. And if you can see that on there, there's represented by the little ships. That's how many ship tokens each dice takes. And you'll be just adding, as they're purchased, you have the others in this bag. You'll just be sliding them down to the left where they're the least expensive, and with the icon up of what reward you get. So you'll be purchasing those, and when you have those, when you roll your dice, you're going to be rolling the 2 standard dice, your orange dice that you purchased, and this die that has the ship on it. If you roll that, you'll just add another ship token for someone to grab. I did not get it's hard to get these rewards because there's only 1 on each dice, but it is fun when you do get them. And of course, you play the game just like you do normally, as far as how you buy and claim rewards. It does add more cards through the story mode. We've played twice, so they call them discovery cards. You'll be when you get those discovery cards, you'll get a 2-player game. You'll deal out 3 equal stacks. There will be 1 left normally, which would go in the 3rd stack. That becomes your hand. So you put 1 in each player's hand. These are still cards you have to purchase. However, they're at a 2 credit discount. So whatever is here in the upper left, it'd be 2 credits less. Then there's a hand that's a mutual hand. It's considered to be in both players' hands that you can also purchase at that 2 credit discount. But these are just, this isn't a 2-player game. These are up for either player to purchase at that discount. And then, of course, you still have your standard market of 6 cards from each level. Once you do this story mode, those cards will stay in unless you want to take them out. They stay in your game for the rest of the duration. You just want to make sure when you play in future games, you want to have these, and mainly these, because these are referenced on a lot of the cards, and possibly you'd want to keep those Shy Plutonium, is that what they're called? Shy Plutonium dice, because they do make a nice little extra bonus in the game. Another thing it adds, I believe, or was that in the base game?
No, I wasn't.
Is these bonus dice. Oh yeah, the bonus dice. So those are represented right here by this little symbol, the 2 little dice. anytime you get that reward, you get to roll these, and then whatever you claim the reward, just like in the standard dice. So I rolled a 6 and a 3. I can do the 6 and 3 or the 9 to claim that reward. That's these little die. I don't know if you can see that. So it's really small, but that's one of the, on the orange dice, that's one of the rewards you can claim as the bonus dice. And I did get that several times. On these orange dice, you can get credits, income, or points, or the bonus dice. I believe that's it. So it is a nice little bonus when you get those, but the game plays the same otherwise as far as how you put the ships on your board, how you claim them. There are some new symbols on the cards. I believe it added the arrows, if I'm not mistaken.
It did.
The up and down arrows, where you can claim everything. Like if it's down in the blue, like I have one here. That means I can claim everything that I have above my board. There's also some here. You could see, that means you can claim everything on top and here. So that's a good little bonus. You can claim all of that. So if during your opponent's roll, when they roll. I don't want to give away too much because it is a story mode. It also does add, I will say, later in the story, it adds more of these colony cards, and some of them have an ongoing effect. If it's an orange, it's an ongoing effect that you must do. It's there's no choice. And if it's yellow, just like the other colony cards, it's a one-time use. You don't get to use those again. It's just basically points that you're adding or other rewards. Like one of them is income and points. So it's easy enough to add in to where it's not overwhelming, but it does make it to where you have to remember a few more things because there's more cards, there's more things that you're doing, adding these, to the cards when you roll that dice. But that's very easy mechanics to add and remember. And we have I believe there's a total of 6 expansions to the base game. Again, this is the most recent one that they sent us. So we haven't played any of those others because this is actually the first time we've even played the base game, even though we've had it for several years, haven't we?
2 years.
So I think, did I cover everything? Mm-hmm. So what did you think?
Well, since we never did cover the base game, I gave the base game like a 9. So, but the expansions, wow, I really like the little orange like dice that you get to play with, and then also these are pretty cool.
So, the bonus dice.
Yeah, I mean you won't be rolling them often, maybe 2 or 3 times out of the game, but unless you're like super lucky.
I got pretty lucky that last game.
Yeah, you did. Okay, but and then some of the cards, a lot of the cards they're a little bit more powerful, I would say, than the base game cards. The story option where you're constantly like adding stuff is pretty cool. I really like that aspect of the expansion. So for the expansion, I really like the new components and everything. The mechanics, it definitely adds more, a little bit more complexity because it's a lot more you have to remember than the actual base game. And then the replay value, high replay value with the expansion. It adds so much, and it's really cool what it does add. I like every aspect of what it added. So overall total expansion, I'm giving it like a 9.5. I think it's phenomenal. Actually, I'm giving it a 10. This is like one of my favorite expansions I've ever played.
Well, we played it 3 times in a row. That should tell you how much we liked it.
Yeah, so I love the expansion. So the base game 9, with the expansion and everything, 10. Especially the expansion itself, 10. So.
Oh, I didn't mention these. The other cool thing about these orange dice, you roll them on everyone's turn, not just your own. So you get a chance every single turn to get those rewards. That's why these are really great dice. Even though you don't roll the bonus very often, when you do, it's exciting and you get to roll it on both your turn and your opponent's turn. So was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love this game. We really like Space Base. We thought that was fun in itself. But then I could see how that would get a little old after a while because, even though it's a little different, it would get a little repetitive. But this story mode expansion is really cool. I really enjoyed it. I like the fact that you're adding more cards gradually, I guess you would say it, because you're adding probably like 8 to 10 cards each time. And then it has a total of 13 cards in the expansion. Story cards, not 13 cards, 13 story cards. We went through 3 of them because in the story 2, it had you go through 2 specific ones because one added on things after a player got to a certain amount of points. The first one, you're just adding the cards initially just to add them to the game. So I do like that because it makes the game different every time, definitely. And so once we get through that entire story mode, I do want to check out the other expansions and add some of those in. I think that would be even cooler.
Yeah.
There was one it mentioned when I was reading, if you already had an expansion, you would definitely want to add that. Integrating expansions. It says you're not required to own any other expansions to play this saga. If you own Emergence of Shy Pluto, you should play through Saga Expansion 1 before playing through this saga. So if you do have the Emergence of Sly Pluto and you haven't played that yet, they suggest playing through Expansion 1 before playing this saga. Obviously, I don't know, maybe they conflict or something, I don't know. And it says, when playing through this saga, use all the content from Saga 1. So maybe it makes it even better. And if you own Command Station, this saga contains the components needed to play with up to 7 players. So it sounds like some of those other expansions might be a little similar, because I think one other one has the orange dice, because it said if you have both, to go ahead and put all the dice in the bag. So it sounds like they made it to where they all work together, which is kind of cool. So I'm excited to finish playing this one. And it is our holiday break, so we have more time to play. That's why we're able to play 3 games in a row. But so I'm excited to keep continuing playing that when we can and get to see what all the story unveils. But I would definitely give this a 9. It's a great game. We really enjoyed it, and I just kept wanting to play it over and over.
Oh, what about the expansion?
Well, that's what I was rating the expansion. I would say the base game is an 8, and with the expansion, it's a 9 for sure.
You see, for me, it's a 9 and it's a 10 with the expansion.
I rarely give games a 10.
Yes, I mean, this is a game that, especially with the story part, the expansion where you keep adding new stuff, new cards, it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's unique. We really like it because we play so many games. This one to us was unique, so it was exciting. It was like discovering a new game for us. The mechanics were different enough where it seemed new.
Yeah. So
I'm really glad that we found this game and that they sent us this expansion. So did you have anything else you want to add? So hopefully this helped you to decide whether this is a game you'd want to add to your collection. If you don't have Space Base, the base game, I would definitely suggest getting that. It's a great game in itself. And Board Game Geek, called The Game Night, right? That's what their channel's called. They have an awesome video that shows you how to play, so you don't even really have to read the book. Like, they show you, they're great at explaining rules on how to play. So we watched that, and then we used the book as a reference after that point. And then this is a great expansion once you learn that part, which is easy. The base game is not difficult whatsoever, but this is a great expansion to add after you've played that game. And again, hopefully we'll be able to review the other expansions in the future because we really like this game. We will put the link in the description for both the base game and this expansion if you want to check them out for yourself. Please give this video a like. Feel free to leave any comments or questions. Thank you if you're already subscribed. We appreciate you being a loyal fan. If you're not subscribed, we hope you will subscribe and click that little bell so you can get all of our content. Thank you again for watching, and we look forward to seeing you next time.